Cool, perfect everyone. Welcome to another RecTech Talk. This week we have SelectPay, their afterpay for recruitment, which I've just nicked off Audrey. Andrew, I'm going to hand it over to you to give us a bit of an introduction into how and why you set up SelectPay.
Sure, thank you. Okay, so I'm Andrew McKenna. I'm the founder and CEO of SelectPay. We are a buy now, pay later for businesses, but with a particular focus on the recruitment sector. So I've actually been in recruitment for 25 years. 20 years of that I've owned and run my own companies in recruitment, both in Europe and Australia. And the whole concept came up for us when we were in our permanent recruitment business. We would let our clients split their payment over a period of time. So they would come to us and say, "Oh, can we have a reduced fee, or can we split our payment?" And we would often let them do that over 3 or 6 months. And it was a great solution for us. We won new business because of it. We got multiple placements because of it. We had great client relationships because of it. The only problem was that it was hurting our cash flow, and particularly around Christmas time. The cash flow slows down. So it was, and we weren't charging any interest on it. So I thought it was a great idea. It was good for our business, but it's hurting our cash flow. So I went out to the market to see if any of the finance providers were providing it, and I went to Scott, nice. Doing our temp book at the time. And no one was offering this. So I decided that I'd set it up myself, and I went out to market and found a funding partner, a tech partner, and also investment. And I didn't even know it was called Buy Now Pay Later, but lo and behold, it was. And at the time, the appetite for Buy Now Pay Later with Zip and Afterpay going gangbusters, and then originally from eastern suburbs Sydney. The appetite was huge, and that was pre-COVID. Post-COVID, it's unbelievable. And Afterpay just recently selling for $39 billion to Square.
Yeah, to Square. Nuts, isn't it? Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, from a garage.
Exactly right. I mean, and they're from the eastern suburbs too, as am I. Yeah. So hopefully we have some of their success. It'd be good. So, we are, we're not the same as Zip and Afterpay in the fact that they're dealing with the retail sector. We're dealing with businesses, and we made the decision to focus wholly and solely on the recruitment. Well, not wholly and solely, but focus on the recruitment sector. This enables us to get out to the market a lot quicker. So our job is to educate and to provide choice to businesses. But we are looking to partner, as you see Afterpay on every retail outlet in Westfields. We want to see SelectPay on every recruitment partner in Australia and New Zealand this year. We've already partnered with over 250 recruitment companies that they're offering that to their clients, and that's working really well. But what's actually happening when the recruiter's getting this option? They're offering it to their suppliers and their clients, and their clients are using it. But they're also saying, "Oh, well, I've got my own creditors. I've got a surprise invoice that's come up with a legal cost or a website or a new software integration." And they're utilizing it to spread their payment as well. So they're becoming a corporate client. And then what's happening is
very interesting,
so then their clients getting this, and they're saying, we'll fund the recruitment invoice through SelectPay, but we'll also offer it to our clients, and they'll also look at other invoices. So it spreads out into a corporate solution.
Yeah, that's probably the difference that I've noticed from kind of competitors that do a similar thing, and why I've swapped over to SelectPay is having that robust offering. Do you find that a lot of recruitment agencies are utilizing that, or do you feel that that'll be something that they'll more utilize in the future?
It's almost going to be all of them that will end up utilizing it for their own businesses, because we all have a seasonal variation. We have all that in the financial year. There's always an emotional attachment to an invoice, particularly a recruitment invoice. So having the option. The other point here is actually, this was a good idea, I thought, pre-COVID. Post-COVID, it's an essential service, I see it.
Yeah.
So now the government, so anyone that was on JobKeepers and had tax waivers are now on a tax repayment plan. So most companies, including a lot of the recruitment industry, are on 12, 24, and 36-month tax payment plans with the government. So every one of them has a really tight budget and cash flow in place to manage their funds. So when a surprise invoice comes up with one of those things I mentioned to you, often it's problematic because it's not in their budget. But being able to spread it over a period of time, it makes it manageable and makes it acceptable. So recruitment fees often are missed out on our budgets. But what we're finding is clients that are utilizing this are saying, it's a high demand market at the moment. So if a recruiter has 2 candidates, more often not, they can spread the fee. They'll hire both of those candidates if they have a demand for it, and often they do. So we're seeing it. It is a win-win-win. It's not a tool where we're trying to get businesses into more debt at all. It's just being able to manage their cash flow, right? And manage that process.
Yeah, and I think a lot of agencies, like I know, and I've spoken with Audrey about this, I've split up so many permanent fees, especially just after COVID. It's like, get people in, split it up. So having that offer in there to allow you to do that without having to send all the invoices and the admin really, really is beneficial for the recruitment industry. So I absolutely love it. I might get Audrey to jump in and give us a bit of a run through of what it looks like and how you onboard recruitment agencies and recruiters to use the product.
Sounds great. Do you want me to share my screen?
I love that. Yes, thank you so much.
Perfect. So what we can see is what exactly Andy just mentioned, which is our what we built it for in emissions. I guess he highlighted a few of the benefits, but one that you're very close to heart as well, I think, John, is the one that for you, it's also allow your consultant to be paid faster for the commission. So you don't have to wait anymore to get that last payment. So there's a benefit there for them. Andy really pushed on the client side that the benefit is managing their cash flow, but from your point as well as the owner of the recruitment agency, it takes off the time that you need to also chase those payments. So you briefly mentioned that we automate that whole process for you. So those 3 points are for me the biggest one, especially I remember when I was a recruiter, having to chase invoices.
It's the worst. I'm forever doing it, logging in, and you're like, hey, I don't want to annoy you, but you do owe me money.
And when you have a guy or someone working in your team and you don't want to push that to them, but they're the one that have the relationship with the client. So as the business owner or manager, you'll be like, hey, you've got the relationship. Can you try to get that money in? And you can see the challenging conversation. So the recruiter is now taken away from placing candidates to doing the financial control piece where they need to chase that invoice so they can get sure they get their commission. So we kind of handle all of that to make sure that the recruiter can focus on what they do best, which is matching the right candidates to the client.
Nice. Can I just jump in there? Have you seen a massive uptake from actual recruitment consultants wanting to implement a product like SelectPay?
100%. So the consultants, which is a little strategy I've had with one of the sales guys to say, hey, if you can't get hold of the directors, just chat to the consultants.
Yeah, definitely.
They will be your channel to get to those business owners. But it's a highest demand from the consultant point because they don't chase it, especially in that SME recruitment space, small to medium recruitment space. But we've noticed that as the business get larger, it makes also more sense for the larger businesses to use us, a larger recruitment space where they might have bigger clients or exclusivity with.
Okay, nice.
So yeah, it's just been a really good growth on both parts.
Could you just take one step back to the last slide? Because I think if you run through the actual benefits, there's 3 parts of this process where within the recruitment industry that are benefiting. The recruitment agency, and so we explain how it works as well, because I didn't go through that. The recruitment agency gets paid 100% of the invoice up front. So when the candidate starts, they get paid all of that. There's absolutely no fees to the recruitment agency or any of our supplier partners. And obviously, Audrey just mentioned that you outsource the collections process. So that is all automated on our part, and you can remove yourself from that. The client gets to spread the payment over monthly installments. Our standard offering is 4 monthly installments at 1% interest per month, and that interest rate is paid by the client.
Yeah.
For example, if it's a $10,000 invoice, they pay $400 interest, $100 per monthly installment. But the key thing here is it's cash flow management, keeping the money within their business, spreading the payment that's on your budget, and making more efficiency within their business, using that money to drive sales and marketing, right? Which is what we're seeing. Yeah. And as you pointed out, the recruiters are the one that love this most. We've got thousands of recruitment consultants out there promoting the use of SelectPay, which is awesome for us because, as Audrey clearly said, they get paid commission up front. And just like the internal solution that I use, we win new business because of it.
Definitely.
We build better relationships because of it. We get multiple placements because of it. So it's a win-win-win, and that's really the key thing here. And I think, unlike any other finance solution that's available to recruiters, the recruiter gets charged the interest, and it can go from 16 to 20% in the fact. Exactly. So this is now removing that cost of the recruiter, putting it to where it should be, where the person borrowing the money is, and there's a whole heap of other advantages which I'm sure Audrey will go through. But I just wanted to...
and I think one of the big things, especially thinking of a recruitment consultant, is if you do work in an agency that does split up the fee over 4, that falls into that month's or even quarter commissions, which if you're getting it paid full up front. So I can imagine, you would have a lot of recruitment consultants pushing for it.
They're loving it. And we can do this for contracts as well. So we just look at a weekly or monthly invoice. We're also looking at retained projects. So where a retainer might be over 3 installments, we can either pay it all up front and they spread it over that period of time, or we can actually do each retainer invoice. So
that's really interesting.
Yeah, and the good thing about us is as well, this is unlike anyone else in the marketplace, is we are customizable. So we work with our recruitment partner to create a solution that works for them.
This is what we did with John, actually.
I've seen it. It's what I really like compared to some of the other products, recruitment or non-recruitment related, is that customizable piece, because I think each recruitment agency has a different relationship with their client or with a specific client, and being able to, maybe even eat some of the fee yourself, push it onto them is what separates you, being able to have that kind of agile approach. So how does it look in terms of, onboarding with SelectPay and getting that out to market?
So it's simple. We have a quick meeting with you, and then we go through how your business works, making sure that what we do offer is a solution for you. 99% of the time it is. Then we send you a quick agreement to agree that we will buy off your invoice. So another difference is we don't buy all of your books unless that's what you want. What we do is we allow you to choose which invoice you want to push through.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I really liked, because every recruitment agency will have some clients that are happy to pay up front. Money is not an issue. And so if you're selling all your invoices, it doesn't work as easily. It's good to have that kind of flexibility around which invoices you 100%. Run through SelectPay.
And actually, what I've noticed since I've joined SelectPay is actually also enforcing your client to pay up front rather than in split payments. So we've actually partnered with a few clients. They just want to use us for all of the invoices because their client were late payers. And when they get to us, they realize, no, I just want to pay the client up front. So it's just a win-win situation for the recruitment, which is awesome. So once the agreement is signed, we literally have an onboarding meeting. We've got a customer success team, which is fantastic. And they go through how to upload an invoice in our portal. You get your own link with your domain in it. So you'll have your start in recruitment in your web link. And it doesn't require really any time from you because we hand over everything. So during that onboarding, we literally walk you through how to upload an invoice straight away. Then when that invoice is uploaded, we actually have a quick check for your data. So your data is your hiring manager. They'll have a quick credit check to make sure that they can pay the bill. We don't have a lot that has been rejected. It could happen, but we usually go and see with them if we can make it work and look at previous relationship you might have with them to ensure that previous payment have been paid as well. So we really assist you to make sure that relationship is there and still work. Then once that agreement is complete, we'll issue a payment schedule and take the first installment, which is the 1% per month. So this will be included already in the fee. They will know exactly what the amount is to be taken out. And they'll have the schedule overall. Our customer success team is your point of contact for any issues in there. She will be or he will be in touch with your client as well to make sure that if there is any issue, there's no problem there. So we're very people focused.
Yeah, and that bit is what I really liked about my onboarding process, and probably worth bringing up is that flexibility even around who chases up the invoice. Like it's very recruiter led in the terms of if I wanted to, I could follow up. If you want SelectPay to do it, they can follow up. Because I feel some of the other providers I know in the contract space are very aggressive in how they follow up, which is obviously going to be a detriment to your relationship with that client. So I feel that it's, very well thought out on that. You mentioned one bit that I really kind of want to go into because it's also quite different is around the web link and the branding and really making it stand out.
So the recruitment company we didn't need no financials from the recruitment partner. We don't do any direct checks. There's no recourse. So once we paid the recruitment company, we can't claw that back. The agreement is with the client. There's no lock-in contract, and it's you can choose what invoices you want to do. The client, it's a 60-second onboarding process online on the portal to upload the direct debit details, the invoice details, and their ABN. instant credit check is done. 95% of the time it goes through. If it doesn't, our customer success team will contact them and work them through the process with some more detailed questions.
Nice.
And then they sign a finance agreement on that particular invoice, direct debit is set up, and they get to visibility on the whole process all the way through. They don't have to do it. It's all choice, of course. It's all about customer success. It's all about customer relationships. We are for recruiters by recruiters. We understand the industry, we understand everyone's a bit different. And we really want to integrate this to the business as it fits in with you. Some people want to go all in. Some people just want to have a sideline, and that's what we appreciate.
Yeah.
But we go through a standard process and find out how you'd like that to work. So Audrey, over to you on that.
Yeah.
Can I just jump in, because I really like that from what I've seen from other offerings. Everyone comes, like Audrey's from job adder and recruitment. Everyone's from recruitment, and when you're going through the process, it definitely does feel like, oh, you've been in this situation. This is how it works, rather than going, this is what we think the situation may look like, and we've created an offering around it. So is that kind of something that you look for in your hiring, people who have worked in recruitment?
100%. So
Nice.
not just recruitment, some people that understand recruitment. So they can come from, SaaS platform backgrounds that understand the problem of the financing follow through, or, people that have got from a recruitment CRM background, or ideally, recruiters are the best because they exactly understand the word and the pain. And I think when you want to be solution selling, it's the same for everything. If you're going to recruit recruiters, have a recruiter doing it. If you're going to hospitality, have someone that works from hospitality. They understand the language. They will be the quickest winner in the sales space. But this is what we did exactly there for our customer success as well. We want them to really understand that and explain, what will be your client journey? Because that's one of the biggest questions happen. It's like, okay, how does it work for my client? And what are they going to be the pain point? Because usually that first invoice you push through is the one that you feel the most pain. So we want to make this as simple and as easy as possible for you, so you're going to reuse it again and again.
Can I jump in there, Audrey, as well, just to plug us a little bit, because we are currently hiring. So we've got significant seed investment. We're doing a capital raise in about 3 months for about $5 million, which will see us spread across Australia and New Zealand. We've already got that lined up. Then we're going to do another raise for 20 million, which takes us internationally. So we're going to Europe, to Asia, the Americas.
Right, big plans. I love it.
So and all of that will be recruitment led. So we go into the market for the first 3 months, engaging with recruitment partners, and then the corporate business follows. So we need to build out Australia and New Zealand. Australia being our priority right now. So we're currently looking for a BDM or a salesperson for our recruitment team. We're looking for 3 salespeople in our corporate team. We're looking for a customer success manager, someone to head up the whole of customer success, and 2 partners, a partner in that as well, because customer success partners to deliver. And that's, we're looking to have, at least 1 customer success person per salesperson we have to really offer the level of service that we want to as a business. So if in your network you have anyone that is interested.
All I'm thinking is you're just going to get hit by emails after this, Andrew. Just like,
and you can afford all of them to me. Wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, it's an exciting business we're in. I mean, we've come and sat back and looked at how we want our business to be, and it's value led, right? It's about these missions we have, which is assisting the economic recovery plan. We're supporting the recruitment industry, reducing unemployment. Supporting business now that the government funding has stopped. That is at the root of what we do. And it's all about the people in our business. So Audrey's been amazing coming on board from Job Adder, but it's about culture, environment, support, sharing the values that we have, living and breathing the business and the brand, but having a balance. So we force people to go and take exercise every day and go for long walks. They have group
meetings. I'm out, Andrew. I can't join.
We get Audrey organises outdoor meals with the team. She's doing weekly cooking courses online. We have a wellness Wednesday where we're doing meditation together. It's
nice.
Particularly in this lockdown environment, is really, really important. So we are seeing people that have been
don't forget the Friday afternoon team drinks,
that's how you get recruiters in, the Friday afternoon.
Friday afternoon drinks, and that's the casual, you're meant to be at Ryan's bar, but you're not, so,
I'm saving so much money not being in the city at Ryan's bar on a Friday. It's so weird. Who would have thought? Nice. I love it. So talk me through the customer success onboarding and what it looks like for each agency.
Yeah, so each agency is different, even though it's the same in a way. Like, you have an invoice, it needs to be paid. We'll go through the agreements you have with your clients. So it could be 4 or 6 months. And then we will get through. We get the marketing piece, which you mentioned. So you would have already this set up in that setup onboarding meeting. So we walk you through what we've created on co-branding collaterals, the customization that we might have decided to do, and you'll get your hyperlink that day, because we're going to show you how to put an invoice. Ideally, you're already an invoice to put through, so it's really nice and seamless instead of being a test one.
Yeah.
Then we walk you through how you can sell it, how you can use SelectPay, the tips, and how you can really make the most of it. And you can provide this training with your all recruiters team and your.
Okay, that's really interesting. So you provide a kind of training lesson for recruiters on how to best pitch SelectPay. Nice.
100%, because there's nothing wrong that misleading a client. You can use SelectPay, it's going to cost you nothing. Then suddenly we come on board, but it costs them 1%. So we want to make sure the message is right from your team as well. And then we go through as well your own finance. We ask the question as such as, do you currently have an invoice out? Do you currently have an invoice that, internally that you might want to use SelectPay for, because you're like, my due date is next week, but I don't want to really pay this all up front. So we're actually going to assist you, and then you also become not just a supplier of SelectPay, but also of SelectPay. And
I like that.
Then you're going to start uploading invoices, and you get paid.
Nice. I love it.
It is literally that simple. I mean, we've looked at simplifying the whole finance process, and I think that we're already seeing the banks now trying to offer buy now, pay later. We've seen other manufacturing try to do the same. They're 12 months behind us and riddled in red tape. So we're leaps and bounds ahead of competitors and flexible with that. And of course, we understand the industry, and that's what it's all about.
Definitely. And then let's kind of talk about some of the tech stuff that I know Audrey will love. But one thing that I really liked about your platform is the simplicity. What kind of CRMs or ATSs do you integrate with, and just to make the life of a recruitment consultant that much easier?
So I'll take this one off, Andy.
Yeah, I thought you might. Weird.
Well, the truth is, based on my experience, the consultant is not the one that actually pushed the invoice to SelectPay.
That's true, yeah.
It's actually the
data for myself there, yeah.
And you'll be like talking to your client, and it's your client to choose. So we're also really integrating with the likes of Astute Payroll. We're currently talking with Expedo. I'm actually talking also with the likes of Insheri. So people that actually get the invoice, create the invoice from the system, rather than just having a button to say, hey, push it to SelectPay. Because
that's true.
The truth is, when I look at the journey of a recruiter, is if when you push there, it's great, but it's still up to the client. So you'll create an hyperlink, but the likes, I come from
I didn't see an invoice until I set up my own agency. So I get that. The consultant
exactly. And I think, yes, I'm a huge fan of JobAdder. I've used JobAdder many years. I worked for the platform, but the truth is, we want to partner with JobAdder and the clients. But there's no reason for their consultant to press a button to say, okay. What we want is your zero, which we're integrating with, will be live in a couple of weeks. Is the
finally. I'm looking forward to that, because nice.
MYOBs with your accountings. This is really where the integration comes to is that invoicing piece, not really the CRM per se, because the CRM doesn't produce, unlike Vincere, the CRM doesn't produce the invoice.
Yeah.
So if the CRM do produce the invoice, this is where the integration take place, because you'll have another link in your invoice with the SelectPay link in.
Exactly. So, and every industry sector is different as well. So what Audrey's sort of saying there as well is that there's two types of integrations. There's our finance integration, there's our customer success integration, or your workflow integration. So we will partner with the JobAdders, the Bullhorns, the Vinceres of the world, in order to systemize that internally for the recruitment agency. And we'll do that for other industry sectors also. And they're very different. Like legal would be very different to the accounting space.
Of course,
and then, of course, we've got the finance integrations with the Zeros and the Myobs and others of that nature, and they're already underway. So our business is so young and is evolving so quickly. New products coming up all the time. and new market sectors are coming up all the time. So we really only did our pilot at the beginning of this year. Soft launch was last quarter. Live is this quarter. So
is that how? Yeah, right. It seems like SelectPay is everywhere. I feel like I've been reading about for ages.
This is what we want to hear. This is what we want to hear.
It's a scaling business that's just going out of control, and that's what's happened in other buy now, pay later spaces. We're enjoying 50% increased lending on a weekly basis at the moment, right? That trend is going to continue. Wow. We look at doing 100% growth month on month, and that's this is why we're capitalizing on what we're doing. So, we look at it as but the integrations will be on that finance side. So our vision is that this is fully automated. So when you're going to pay an invoice, you have a drop-down box and you opt to SelectPay should you want to. This will become the norm in a year's time. Just as it's not the norm that retail consumers in retail expect to be able to afterpay it or zip pay it. It will be exactly the same.
Pay it nowadays.
Say again?
Yeah.
And Apple Pay it or PayPal
it. There you go. I mean, look.
Yeah, Commonwealth Bank are now doing a buy now, pay later as well. It's nuts.
Well, everyone's trying to get into it. Now, as I said, though, it's not, well, first, it's not as easy as it looked. We mentioned but we are 12 months ahead of the game. And if you're looking at a bank to try and roll out a buy now, pay later with the red tape and everything else they have, or any listed entity for that matter, it's going to be time consuming. But of course, they want to get on it. The market share right now, by the way, Australia leads. Is the world's leader in buy now, pay later because of Zip.
I've read that. Yeah,
we have 12% market saturation at this point in buy now, pay later. Most of that is retail. Most of that is those two companies. It's set to go to 20% in this financial year, and all of that will be in the corporate sector. There's plenty of room for everybody. That we're not threatened by competition. We just want to be the best at what we're doing and support our customers, and we're going to be the best through customer service, through customer success. Nice. The price is competitive. The price will go down with more competition. That's fine. We just want to be at the head, at the front, leading the charge. And ultimately there will be a lot of competition. That's just the nature of a business, like an industry like
that. And having joined you guys from a competitor, the customer service and the sales and the support is definitely a lot better and what separates you. So you're on point there. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, just all Audrey, which I love. But I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
For your support.
Exactly. No, everyone's been great. So what do you, you mentioned the next 12 months, rapid growth. What do you think is going to change in kind of the recruitment industry that will allow more recruiters or recruitment agencies to start seeing this as the new way of doing business?
So our focus, we're looking at focus on region by region. So our focus as of next month is Australia and New Zealand. And we have a team dedicated to the recruitment sector. We've got, some say there's 8,000 recruiters out there. We would argue less, I
always look up those stats. It's like 90,000 recruiters, 7,000 agencies. Where are they getting all this data from?
And in the reality, we lost about a third of the industry in the first wave of COVID, right? And that was due to businesses unfortunately going under, where, if our solution was being utilized properly, we could have helped that, avoided that. People being laid off. I think people being burnt out in the recruitment sector. It's a hard industry at the best of times. In COVID, it takes a very strong will and personality to get through it. So we will continue to work in the recruitment sector of Australia and New Zealand, and that's for the next, our team will be dedicated to that indefinitely. We're just trying to onboard people and give them choice at the moment and educate the market, and then it will take care of itself. So I think, how will the industry change? Well, right now we're candidate short and in the recruitment sector, so it's all about digital marketing for consultants being proactive in sourcing candidates. If you have a competitive advantage for a payment solution, that's advantageous to you. But I think the recruitment industry plays a pivotal role in the economic recovery plan, and I think that for the first time in a very long time, recruiters are being respected and given the value, the recognition that they deserve.
Finally,
exactly. And so we're there just there to support that. So inevitably, what happened? Look, the recruitment industry is weird because we're candidate short, not because because we haven't got talent coming in from overseas. But also people are just shuffling around, right? And that is driving salaries up. That is driving, what appears to be more jobs available on the marketplace and less candidates. In fact, it's not. It's just people are moving around. So that will settle down. Salaries will come down. We will start opening up our borders and everything else. So things will settle. And I think we're, 6 months away from that settling. 12 months away from a complete change. But either way, whether it's candidate short, client short, whatever it is, we're here to support the industry, and our solution works.
Nice. That's a really good insight into the market. Where I want to leave it is just probably on something positive, which you would have a unique insight into seeing invoices and seeing the uptake in jobs. What's been the change in the last 12 months in terms of job creation, recruitment invoices? What have you seen a spike? Have you seen it drop off recently? Where do you feel it'll kind of come back?
I've seen it increase recently.
Nice.
But look, we're meeting hundreds of recruiters on a monthly basis, and the common consensus is they've never been busier. The recruitment industry is the first to get hit when you have an economic downturn, and the first to get hit when you get an upturn, and we're in that upturn. So between lockdowns, it was the busiest time I've ever seen recruitment, particularly in this country. It was a big spike in perm. White collar contract also had a steady increase. Temp almost disappeared in the part, partly because of talent. So the perm sector is definitely up there. All industries have been buoyant, particularly in areas such as construction, where the government had put the funding in.
Can I add something on this? With a few recruitment agencies I've been speaking to since I joined, or even during my time just previous to join, they've been recording months on months top billings.
My Q1 was a record, and then the last quarter, Q2 this year, I doubled that one. It's been absolutely nuts, and it's just good to put out that positivity when everyone's so worried.
And it's not just you on the rec to rec space. I think yes, recruitment agencies are basically booming at finding recruitment.
They are.
But for the other recruitment agency, it has been the exact same, where everyone was scared last year that they wouldn't be able to, keep flow, and they were letting go people because they were stressed out because of the old the global financial crisis we had in 2008. But truth is, few people that have been successful the last 12 months are the people that actually waited that first month to pass. They didn't make an irrational decision, and they have actually increased.
That's what I saw as well.
And I can mention a few, Sharp and Carter was one of them, being patient and waiting. And I think Stephen Carter has been really good at, supporting his staff and working out with what 6 Degrees is another one, working with they were my
first ever client.
Right?
Yeah. So there are a few agencies in there, that didn't panic, didn't let people go, and just slowly increase. Oscorp did a great job, like a lot of clients that I work with really did. And I feel that the industry is definitely picking up. It's so busy at the moment, but people are still hiring, people are still looking. And I kind of feel with your platform, that'll definitely help clients who, like you said, are coming off that JobKeeper or JobSaver, whatever it is this week, and it'll allow them to continue hire. So I really love what you guys are doing. It's amazing. I'm going to leave the conversation there. It was absolutely amazing. Thank you for your time. Where can people get in touch with you, Audrey and Andrew, if they want to chat about SelectPay?
Connect with us on LinkedIn, or go to selectpay.com.au. Email us. Just get in touch with LinkedIn is probably the easiest way.
Nice. Always LinkedIn recruiters. That's where we live.
Yeah.
The whole point for us here is to let companies now thrive. Since COVID, it's allowing people to create budget in order to build, and particularly the industries, the recruitment sector. But it's been a pleasure, John. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, John.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Catch you soon.